Some Coronation Street fans are convinced that Lisa Swain is set to be rocked by a blast from the past. Coronation Street viewers are speculating that Lisa Swain is due for a surprise from her past, and it's not her deceased wife Becky, despite some fans suspecting she might still be alive. It's been 4 years since the ITV soap introduced the character. The detective surgeon first appeared in 2021, leading the police investigation into the attacks on Maynard Lucas and Seb Franklin, which resulted in Seb's death. She made occasional appearances dealing with various crimes and incidents on the bustling street. However, it was only early last year that viewers began to see more of Lisa, beyond just DS Swain. During her probe into the disappearance of Lauren Bolton, Lisa and Carla Connor became closer, even though her best mate Roy Cropper was accused of the teenager's murder, reports the Manchester Evening News. A will they, won't they romantic plot unfolded, and they finally succumbed to their feelings for each other late last year. Their relationship has since flourished, but Lisa's past remains enigmatic. Little information is available about Lisa's previous partner and Betsy Swain's other mother. It was revealed last year that she died while on duty. It has since come to light that she was under investigation for corruption prior to her death, but the reasons remain undisclosed. Following Betsy's arrival in Weatherfield last summer, it was evident that Lisa and the teenager's relationship had been strained since Becky's passing, with their past continually resurfacing. The recent loss of Lisa's colleague, P.C. Craig Tinker, further tested their bond as it stirred up memories of Lisa's deceased partner. Lisa was doubly disheartened when Carla rejected her heartfelt proposal. However, after Carla explained she desired a proposal born out of love rather than grief, Lisa comprehended, and they quickly reconciled. Viewers were thrilled when the couple recently decided to move into their own home. Fans are speculating that they'll soon make No. 6 Coronation Street their family residence, following Yasmin Nazar's departure earlier this year. However, spoiler images have indicated that more emotional scenes are likely for the pair. Actresses Allison King and Vicky Myers were seen filming scenes for the long-standing show on Thursday, July 3, at Fletcher Moss in Didsbury. Lisa appeared emotionally distressed as she sat alone at the park's edge before being discovered by a worried Carla. It seems the underworld factory boss was eager to console her visibly upset partner during their heart-to-heart conversation. Some viewers speculate that the couple might have been followed, leading to theories of a significant plot twist where Becky could potentially be alive. Speculation is rife among fans about Lisa's past potentially unfolding on screen, with some suggesting her family life might come into focus. At Miss Molly Bruton speculated, 1. Lisa is clearly walking away from Carla, and whoever it is in that green jacket, which makes me think whoever it is related to Lisa. I'm thinking it could be a family member or someone to do with Becky. Maybe Becky had an affair. At Sorowa 58,757,614 weighed in. It's definitely a woman's arm, so I'm thinking towards Lisa's sister / Becky's, bit on the side / Becky's mum / Lisa's mum, or it could be one of the officers that Becky worked with, and they was both corrupt together. At Swirlinations posed a different angle. What if it's just her homophobic parents and we're all sliding off a dead woman? Just a theory. At IM 8,268,661 responded. That is far more realistic and represents a great number of people within the LGBT+ community. So many people would be able to relate and understand what Lisa is going through. Also, it would destroy Lisa and Betsy if they found out Becky was corrupt or worse still alive. At Flissfrost82 expressed a desire for more depth. Need to see her parents. I need more Swain family members. Lisa's mum could be Carla's new nemesis. This will need to happen. At Chloe Olivia _ threw in a wild card. I'm gonna go rogue. What if it's her mum or something, like an estranged family member? I won't accept Becky being alive, I'm sorry. There's no shortage of intrigue on Coronation Street this summer, particularly as Detective Sergeant Lisa Swain, portrayed by actress Vicky Myers, braces for what fans are calling a literal blast from the past. Despite the firm belief among Weatherfield's amateur sleuths that Lissa's long-dead wife, Becky, must be returning from the grave, insiders insist that the surprise visitor looming on the horizon is rooted firmly in Lisa's more mundane history. Nevertheless, speculation is rife. Theories are flying, and show bosses appear poised to deliver a twist that will reshape our understanding of one of the street's most enigmatic characters. When DS Lisa Swain first strode onto our screens in 2021, her character served a clear but limited purpose: the lead detective in the high-profile investigation into the heinous attacks on Nana Lucas and Seb Franklin. That storyline culminated in Seb's tragic demise, and DS Swain's appearances thereafter were episodic. She surfaced whenever another crime flared up on the cobbles, closing cases, questioning witnesses, and then dissolving back into the background. In those early months, few could have predicted that this ostensibly bit-part police officer would become a fan favorite, let alone the focus of a soap-sized romantic arc. Over the next 2 years, the character popped up intermittently. Parking tickets, shoplifting, and the odd public disorder incident brought Lisa back for a cameo or two, usually involving terse conversations and clipped British politeness. But in early 2024, something shifted. Scriptwriters began peeling back the layers of DS Swain's carefully shielded exterior, offering glimpses of a private life besieged by grief, duty, and unanswered questions. The show's decision to humanize the detective sergeant, a role often confined to cold case cliches, instantly broadened the possibilities, and fans sat up to take notice. The defining turning point came with the disappearance of teenager Lauren Bolton. As the investigation dragged on, the narrative spotlight lingered on DS Swain long after the procedural beats were concluded. Viewers saw her poring over CCTV stills in the station's dingy briefing room, wristwatch ticking, coffee cup steaming, jaw set in determination. It was here that she crossed paths with factory boss Carla Connor, Allison King, in a more personal capacity. Carla, whose own employee was implicated in the mystery, found herself both cooperating and clashing with the dog detective. What began as a professional partnership, interviewing suspects, canvassing neighbors, drawing up crime maps, delicately blossomed into a friendship. Carla's grounded, practical sensibility complemented Lisa's procedural rigidity. When the case took a tragic turn, it was Carla's shoulder that Lisa leaned on. By the time Lauren was found safe, the two women had forged a bond. "When I first met Lisa," Carla confided in one intimate scene, "I saw only the badge. But when I saw how you carried your grief, your persistence, I wanted to know the woman beneath the uniform." In soap parlance, the tandem became a classic will they, won't they pairing, only to have the tension satisfyingly resolved by a steamy backstage kiss in Underworld's storeroom. Central to DS Swain's emotional narrative is the memory of her late wife, Becky, also a police officer, who died tragically while on duty. Unlike Lisa's measured, cautious demeanor, we learn that Becky brought a fiery impulsiveness to her work, a trait that won her both admiration and official scrutiny. In flashback sequences, the two share tender moments: lazy Sunday mornings at home, playful sparring over a crossword puzzle, phone calls of pride when one arrest leads the other to celebrate. Their love felt lived in, authentic, and its abrupt end cast a long, unspooling shadow over the surviving partner. Adding further complexity, soap insiders have hinted that Becky's death was preceded by an internal affairs probe into alleged corruption. Lines on the page: misappropriation of evidence, undisclosed associations, questionable arrests, lurk ominously in DS Swain's personnel file. Though scrupulously professional herself, Lisa has never addressed these allegations publicly, and the details remain frustratingly opaque. On screen, the topic surfaces only in hushed corridors of the police station, senior officers passing judgment, and Lisa slamming files shut before Carla can get a glimpse. Fans have speculated that these unanswered questions may yet provide fertile ground for the coming blast from the past.